What's going on, everybody? It's Ricky with Videohomicide, back with day 11 of the 31 Days of Horror 2022 edition. Today we're going to talk about the 1987 film directed by Kathryn Bigelow, Near Dark. My God, this is a movie that I fucking adore. I love vampire films, okay? And this is a movie that I didn't even watch until years into my film-going experiences, film-going career, if you will. And I remember the first time I watched it, I was so fucking blown away at how awesome it was and how excellent the acting was, man. This movie's chock full of James Cameron regulars like Bill Paxton, Jeanette Goldstein, Lance Hendrickson. You know, I think that, you know, without Bill Paxton in this film, especially Bill Paxton and Lance Hendrickson, like all of them, but without Bill Paxton, I don't think this movie would be nearly as notorious. I think Bill Paxton steals the show. Every scene he's in is fucking awesome. The movie, assuming you've seen the plot, I just kind of want to touch upon some of my favorite moments of the movie. Of course, if you're unfamiliar and you don't give a fuck about spoilers, basically the movie's about this guy that meets this girl who happens to be a vampire. She bites him, and now he's slowly turning into a vampire, and he's being held captive by this gang of vampires that are basically like, you know, traveling across the United States in different various vehicles. You know, like they'll pinch a vehicle, set fire to the old one, you know, and then just keep moving. And, you know, the vampires come in the way of like this little kid named Homer, who's like a little son of a bitch. He's really like a really old man, but like stuck in a little kid's body. Lance Hendrickson sort of running the show. Jeanette Goldstein being like the, you know, mother of them. And then we got this girl whose name's May in the film, and she's like the girl that brings our hero into the picture. And I love that in this movie, you know, his it's kind of like Jeepers Creepers in a way. Jeepers Creepers 2, even though Jeepers Creepers 2 came way after the fact, but it kind of opens up with the son being taken away by an unknown force. And I love how it's just like they see like the father and the sister of our main guy are like out doing duties in the farm, like they're vets or some shit. And they see Caleb, who's the son, like running towards them, like in the dirt. He's like smoking because he's turned into a vampire. And once the sunlight hits you, you start smoking and burning and all that kind of shit. Really cool, you know, take on what the sunlight does to the vampire. Like, obviously, there's all sorts of different takes throughout the history of cinema, but I thought this one was pretty cool. I've seen it before, but really cool stuff. I loved how, like, it's kind of like they jump him into this gang, and they're like, okay, basically, this guy's got a limited amount of time to get his first kill in order to be accepted as one of their own. And later on in the film, he proves himself by, you know, kind of risking his own life in order to protect the rest of the gang, and they all get like a newfound respect for him. Like Bill Paxton, who'd been breaking his balls throughout the whole fucking film, like takes one of his spurs off of his boots, gives it to him. Really cool moment in the film. Probably one of the biggest highlights in that bar scene where Bill Paxton like uses the spur to like kick a guy or like to slash a guy's throat. I think a lot of people would probably agree that bar scene is the best moments of this film, even though there's awesome moments all throughout. There's crazy, like, you know, Devil's Rejects style shootouts, like at the beginning of Devil's Rejects. Like, I keep comparing this to other films, but it's just to give you an idea, because Near Dark, I think it's a well-known film, but I don't think it's, you know, as well-known as your Lost Boys or as your, you know, Hammer Dracula films, Universal Dracula films, that kind of stuff. You know, Twilight film. Like, there's so many different vampire films that I could see this one getting overlooked, but it shouldn't, because it's so excellently executed. Like, there's a scene in this film where our main guy, this is totally un-horror related, but like he goes into this bus shelter, and you know, he's short like $3 on a bus ticket home, and this guy who's like a cop, I've seen him before. I've seen him in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. He's the cop that's like bitching at you know, the dude that was in Oz, that was also in Law and Order. Like, that fucking guy goes up to our main guy and he's like, "What are you on?" And the guy's like, "You wouldn't believe me." Like, it's so fucking, I don't know. I like little moments like that throughout this film. Like, it's got that 1980s flair that you, not flair in like a flamer kind of way, but in like, you know, it kind of grounds itself in the time. Like, when you watch a movie like Near Dark, you got to remember, there's no fucking cell phones, and that's for like every film like before the, you know, the mid 1990s. Like, there's no cell phones, there's no fucking internet, and there's no bullshit kind of dialogue. Like last night we watched Hocus Pocus 2, and there was so much bullshit in that film. Like I'm not like Kayla, my girlfriend, like she loves fucking Hocus Pocus. And I don't mind it. I think it's all right. But that second one is so fucking woke. Like, and it's got that fucking shitty, pointing out the obvious bullshit. Like a movie like Near Dark, they don't fuck around like that, man. They come in, balls to the wall, fucking guns blazing. There's no shortage of gun violence in this film. It's awesome. Everything looks great. Homer, the little kid, I think he has one of the coolest deaths where he's like running after this little girl that's the sister of Caleb. And he's like on fire and he's smoking and it's slow motion and he eventually just bursts into flames. Like the end of this film is pretty radical, man, I gotta admit. And I love how like we don't get fangs in these vampires. We just get like these badass dudes. Like Bill Paxton, like I already mentioned Bill Paxton's attire with like the spurs and stuff, but he's got like a leather jacket. He just looks like a heavy metal motherfucker, you know what I mean? Really cool, like buttons on the jacket, and he's got like his fucking just just cool, like dripping cool. Like they're all dripping cool. Lance Hendrickson has like this big fucking scar on his face, like, and I love how when they ask him, Caleb asked Lance Hendrickson in the film at one point, he's like, so how old are you? And he's like, well, let me put it this way, I fought for the South, like meaning the Confederacy and that kind of stuff. And there's even another part where they light the van on fire that they were traveling in, and Bill Paxton says to Lance Hendrickson, hey, remember when we started that fire in Chicago? Like alluding to the Chicago fire. Really cool stuff. That's the thing about vampires that I really love. Like they fucking, like their lives span across centuries if they're not, killed. But if you've not watched Near Dark but you're a fan of like Lost Boys, you're a fan of, insert other random vampire film in here, man. Like you got to check out Near Dark. It cannot be slept on. Even if you're a fan of like Aliens, you don't really if you don't give a fuck about horror films too much, but you like, Bill Paxton, you like Aliens, you like Predator 2, you like Terminator, his like little, like that's the thing with Bill Paxton, man. He's the only guy that was killed by an alien, a Predator, and a fucking Terminator, and that is just radical, man. I think Bill Paxton is one of my favorite, actors of that era. He was in a lot of really good flicks, Aliens probably being the best one, and that's probably his best performance. But this one, he's definitely scary. He's definitely got an amazing, appearance and look to him. And I mean, it sounds like I'm just like blowing fucking Bill Paxton here, but I think that he deserves it because he did his thing in this flick. All of them did. Like even like at the end there when they're having that shootout, and it's kind of like, again, to mention another film, From Dusk Till Dawn, at the end when they're shooting all the holes in the walls and all that to bring the light in. They did that here in 1987, way before them. So stuff constantly is getting recycled throughout cinema, and the more and more you watch movies, the more you pick up on different things, and it's all about who did it first and then who paid homage to it the best, and I think that Near Dark is a film that doesn't get enough respect, but is a very, very admirable play in the vampire genre, because the vampire genre, I feel like it comes and goes every couple of years or every couple of decades, whatever it is. Twilight brought it back, and then the zombies had their fucking time, like Walking Dead, all that stuff. But with it came all those bullshit dog shit fucking movies that like straight to fucking space TV or whatever it is. I can't fucking deal with those shit. I personally cannot watch shitty movies. I can't, man. Like, and what I mean by shitty movie, like, go on Netflix right now, go on Tubi right now, whatever the fuck you got, and if there's 100 horror films on there, 10 of them are probably worth it, and there might be 10 ones that you know about. So probably like 80 films are going to be dog shit, and it's sad. And I feel like anybody that has like a little bit of money can make a really dog shit fucking film and get it released somehow. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, how are you not going bankrupt off these films? Like, it's so fucked. Like, not even years ago, like a couple of months ago, Fangoria, one of the fucking institutions of horror, posted this video or this photo of like some movie. I think it was like some Birds sequel or like an Alfred Hitchcock sequel to Birds. And it looked so fucking bad. And it's like, Fangoria, why are you promoting this piece of shit? What the fuck is going on, man? Promote some good stuff. I'm tired of like all these fucking, websites like Bloody Disgusting and all these other Daily Dead, all these sites that like promote this like straight to video hogwash. You know, it's disgusting. I hate it. I fucking hate. I love horror, and I think we're in a good place right now, but still, we're getting so much dumb fucking movies. It's sickening, man. Like every fucking week, it's like, oh, there's a new movie coming out from the director of this whatever, this shitty short film, and it's like, no one cares. No one's gonna watch it. It's gonna make no fucking money. And that's another thing. Like, no fucking movies are going to theater. Like, there's no horror films in the theater, and it's Halloween time. What the fuck? But there's no shortage of these fucking Thor movies and these faggoty fucking Marvel flicks. Like, they don't stop coming out. They will never stop coming out as long as there's fucking dweebs out there rocking the fucking, you know, the shirt that has like the fucking quote on it, you know, about like fucking Captain America, whatever it is. Like, it's just sickening. It's like, dude, you know nothing about movies. Like, if your favorite film is Ghostbusters, you are not my friend. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. Or Back to the Future. As much as I like those films, I think if those are your favorite movies, you have not been exposed to enough cinema. Because, like, I'm telling you, man, there's so many fucking good Italian films of every genre, from fucking crime to horror, and everything in between, that trumps everything that came, like, all the shit from the 70s and 80s Italian stuff trumps everything that's came out in the last 30 years. Stateside, or North America side. It's fucking crazy, man. God damn. But I do love Near Dark, and that's what this video was supposed to be about. And I think that some of you fuckers will probably be on the same page as me, man. I mean, there's a lot of just really bad fucking tastes left in mouths around here these days with the amount of just crap coming out. Like, they're shoveling out shit at a fucking rapid pace, man. You think that they're getting paid, like you think that it's like, some of it to me is like a joke, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be on these websites and stuff. I usually check Bloody Disgusting a couple of times a week just to see, you know, different stuff, different bits of news and stuff. But, like, and another thing, like, they can't help themselves but fucking show, like, every fucking possible thing, tear apart. Like, we get a teaser trailer for something, and they're like, this is what's gonna happen, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, first of all, fuck watching trailers. Fuck watching trailers, because you know what happens when you watch a trailer? You spoil the film for yourself, because nowadays, movies are so fucking dog shit, they have to show the best parts in the trailer. If they don't, no one's going to watch the film, because it's going to be shit. Another thing that Jeffrey Dahmer fucking show that just came out, I watched all 10 parts. I kept waiting for it to get good, waiting for it to speed up. The best part of the film is the guy's father, who's the dad from fucking Step Brothers, and the best part of the show in its entirety, the entire 10-hour situation, the first 10 fucking minutes, maybe 5 minutes of episode 10, where they do like a John Wayne Gacy thing, that's when we actually get some violence and some actual cool, you know, graphic imagery. The rest of the film is just that fucking guy going, hey dad. I like Evan Peters, okay? I think he's a fucking great actor. I thought he was great in this. I just thought that the fucking hype was so blown out of proportion. It's like, people, what the fuck are you watching? This is the best thing since sliced bread? God damn, you know how many times I almost passed out watching this fucking film because it was so slow? Or instead of let's say there's a person here where I'm sitting and there's a doorway 50 feet away. Instead of showing like the guy gets up and walks towards the doorway, cut to inside the building. No, we watch the fucking guy walk the entire way to the doorway and then walk up every fucking step, and then, you know, oh man. I thought that show was going to be great. Like, I thought, I was so prepared to be like, yeah, here we are. We're finally getting, like, you know, and with all due respect to the fucking families of the victims, you know, because, and I do understand why they're upset. Like, why wouldn't they be? You know, but like here's to show you, like, Evan Peters is no Robert De Niro. Evan Peters is not Gary Oldman. He's decent, but he played the same note throughout that whole fucking show. That, like, Milwaukee, like, fucking, like, hey dad, I just want to have some beers. Like, fuck, man. Get some beers in you then. Fuck, man. I don't know. I appreciate everybody for watching, man. Make sure you leave a 666 in the comments. Be prepared for episode 12 of the 31 Days of Horror tomorrow. We got another banger coming. So with that being said, adios, amigos, and just watch some good stuff like Near Dark. Stay away from fucking Fangoria's shitty shovelware bullshit, man. What a rant.